is happening, people? Today we're gonna learn how to read a website using Java. Okay, let's get into this. First thing you're gonna need to do is open up your NetBeans and create a new project. I'm gonna create Java application. I'm just gonna call this web reader. Okay, we have our class created. I'm gonna go below and create a method that's gonna read the code. Okay, I'm gonna call it read URL, and then as an argument is gonna take in the URL of the website we're trying to read. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna do is create a URL class. Okay, a URL class is what we use to represent a URL on a website. Okay, I'm gonna put in URL, and then on this method I'm gonna put in throws IO exception, because these are the possible errors that might occur and Java requires us to do this. Okay, there's an error here. Let me check what's the issue. Oh, let me rename this to URL string. And then I'm gonna have my variable here called result, which is gonna be the code that has been read from the website. And then now there's a method called open stream, right, from URL. It's an input stream. This method gives us access to the ability to read our URL. So I'm gonna hold Control Shift and I to import this. Okay, and then now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a buffered reader, right? A buffered reader is gonna help us read our URL and return a string. And then I'm gonna have a variable here, call it line. Initially it's gonna be null. Okay, the buffered reader reads code line by line. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a while loop to let the buffered reader read code line by line. Okay, so I'm gonna assign line is equal to br dot read line, right? And then if what it returns is not equal to null, then it means it has returned a valid code from the URL. Okay, what's the issue here? Okay, I should put in a new input stream reader here. Okay. Okay, now the way the buffered reader works is that it's gonna read code from the website line by line. If it has reached the end of the line, it's gonna return a null variable. So this code here checks if that variable is not null. If it's not null, it's gonna keep on reading. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my result and append a line to it, and then I'm gonna add a space, a new line to it. Okay, cool. Now we are done with this. Let us test it. So I'm gonna create a string here which will contain my URL. Okay, let me quickly just paste this. Okay, and then now I'm gonna print out the URL that I read by calling the read URL. and then it's giving me an error here because this method here at the bottom throws an IO exception. So I need to do the same thing with the main method. Okay, now let us run this and see if everything is okay. Okay, we can see that here's the HTML code of that website here at the bottom. The website has been read successfully. Okay, that's about it, guys, when it comes to reading a website. Please like and subscribe if you want more of this tutorial. I'll catch you on the next tutorials.